All right. Hello, everybody, and sorry for 10 minutes of delay, but well, I'm not used at all of being YouTuber or however is that. So well, I had some problems. I will wait 1 minute so everyone comes. Okay, I will finish one thing. So and we make sure everyone is already here, as we are a bit late, and then we'll start the order. I will do a bit of a presentation of the course. Well, I'm Victor, for if anyone had doubts about it. I will do a bit of a presentation of the course. Then what I will do is to answer some of the questions that some of you send me by email or that you sent on the Google Sheet regarding the questions of Glasgow, Bremen, that there were more general questions. So we'll wait this half minute to make sure everyone is online, and then we start with all this. All right? Okay, we'll start then. Well, first of all, welcome to this fourth edition, which is, it will be a very special one. As you may know, we changed some of the partners, and well, we actually, the core idea of the program will be still the same than these 3 other editions, but we are changing some of the partners, and we are making some changements, some improvements. We think it will be pretty better after this first now 4 years of the master. And actually we also got the extension of the Erasmus Plus grant. Well, it's a new Erasmus Plus grant, which will allow the program to keep the Erasmus Mundus label. That, as you know, it's very important. It's like kind of being the best European masters, and also will give grants like the Erasmus Plus scholarships you already know for 4 editions more. This will be the first of these 4 more editions. So we'll go for it. At the past, we didn't really know how you're aware about how it was at the past, but we had Oslo, Malta, and Amsterdam as partners. The decision that now we are doing between Bremen and Glasgow, these 2 pathways. Before it was between Oslo, Norway, and Amsterdam in the Netherlands, but for some reasons, in some cases because the legislation of the university or the state made it very difficult to keep the program following our idea of how it should be. In other cases, because we relied, like in Malta, in one professor. This professor is retiring, so we made these changes. But now we are in this 4th edition. As you know, we'll start here in Barcelona. All of you together, you'll be 25, 26 more or less, all together, starting here this first semester. This first semester, it's the knowledge-based semester, we say. So it's like stating a ground for then everyone will get this a specialization. Before starting the semester, as you know, we'll have the induction period. This induction period mainly it's based on the research course, the induction course on very basic research methods. This will be done between September 9 and 13. I'll be sending you tonight or tomorrow the final calendar of this first semester, so you know now where to stand. This research course, it's not mandatory, it's non-credit bearing. but we really suggest everyone to take it. This is one of the main improvements we think we are doing on this edition. Before we didn't do it. Basically, we had the basic research methods course. It's a 10 ECTS course, so it's a very important course on the first semester. And what we have seen on the other editions is that, of course, the academic background on research, it's very different among students, and some of you, it's normal and it's not a requirement we put. Some of you don't have any knowledge or experience on research, or maybe you studied that like, I don't know, 7 years ago, and of course you don't remember. And then what we saw is that a lot of students suffered a lot on this course, on the basic research methods course, because of course if you start from a zero ground, it's very difficult because, well, the professors will suppose a minimum ground. So we really suggest that if everyone can do it, of course, if anyone has a very, very solid background on research, you can choose to not to do it, and then to start the courses, the normal courses that will start on September 16th. Then, as you know, on the 19th and the 20th, we'll have the conference with some keynote speakers. We'll also be bringing some associate partners of the program, as well as students from the first, second, third cohort that will be coming. We'll be having the graduation ceremony of the third cohort, which is always a very nice moment. And for you, it will be also a nice point to see where you're beginning, what they are bringing up after these 2 very, very, very intense years. Also, the induction period will consist on 2 Coursera courses that, of course, are not mandatory. We cannot make that mandatory, and we will not make it. We'll be sending the information. It was already on the website. It's 1 course on research offered by the University of Amsterdam, our old partner, and 1 course in more focus on education by the Institute College of London. And then we will be also sending you a book on education policies, which we think it's the main ground on whether you can start this summer and taking some reads, some notes, and having this already in mind in order to start in September. Then, as you already know very good, you will have to choose the study pathway on global social and education policies in Bremen for one side, on international comparative education in Glasgow for the other side. For the students selected for the scholarships, all of you send me your preferences. So tomorrow we will be sending you the final decision, or the final allocation, because it's not really a decision. And for the self-funding ones, you already know the dates. You will have to tell us by next week, and also by the end of next week, we will be telling you the allocation, so you will all know. This is not ideal that we have to do this now, that it's still almost 3 months for the beginning of the course, even a bit more. But mainly for visa procedures for those going to Glasgow, the UK. As you know, UK, it's not part of the Schengen area, so they need to know the admissions office at the University of Glasgow. They need to know now in early June actually, the list of students. So you will need to start now the application of the UK visa for the ones that needs that. Then, as you also know, in the 3rd semester, you will be doing the internship, the fieldwork, and the winter school. For the internship, we have an internship catalog with almost 50 different institutions. They offer some seats. Some of them offer just 1 seat. Some of them offer 2 or 3 seats. So we will be contacting them again, because then we may have some changes. We send you this internship catalog with a description of the institution and the seat, so the tasks that you will be doing on the internship, as well as the emails of students that did this internship, so you can contact them actually and ask them whether they like it or they learn. But by now, the experience on the internship, it's very, very, very good. I mean, with one or two exceptions that we are not longer doing these internships, people is very, very happy with this. So we hope that you will feel the same. And also, we will be telling about this in September. But also, just to give you in mind that if you have any suggestions, like I know this NGO or this organization, and I would like to do this the internship with them, we should canalize. But you can tell us, okay, we will tell you the dates. Like I want to do it with this NGO, then we will contact the NGO, let's say, and in case it's positive, we will include this position on the catalog. Then what happens if more people applies to one seat and there is just one seat? So what we do, it's like a recruitment of a job position. Basically, it's done by the institution. That happens also very much with UNESCO Paris. They already have 3 seats, but for some reason this is very popular among students. So all years they have more people applying, or UNESCO office in Buenos Aires or in Hamburg, the education one. So what they do is to issue an interview, the colleagues from the institutions or the associate partner, and they select the student that fits the most. Then we'll be doing the winter school in Cyprus in January. This will be a back from fieldwork, so it will be good to collect all your experiences on the fieldwork and on the internship, all of you together. Of course, you will see that the fieldwork, it's a very kind of introspective moment that you are alone with all collecting data and all these things. So it's always good to share, and it will be very useful. We changed that from the last year that we were doing a summer school between semester 2 and 3, but that was a suggestion of former students to do this school between semester 3 and 4 and not between 2 and 3. Also, we'll be choosing one topic and we'll be doing some keynotes and conferences about this topic. It has been religion, it has been gender on the past editions. So, but this will be in 1 year and a half. So we'll have a lot of time. And then for the thesis, now I'm starting answering your questions with the thesis. You will be, all of you, enrolled for the 4th semester, 10 ECTS to the University of Glasgow, 10 ECTS to the Autonomous University of Barcelona, 5 to the University of Bremen, and 5 to the University of Cyprus, independently of where is your supervisor from, because we see this as a joint supervision board. So you may have a supervisor from Glasgow, but then that will imply that the evaluators are one person from Bremen, one from Barcelona, or even maybe that you may have a second or a co-supervisor with a lower role that is from the other institution. That means one of your questions was whether, depending on you are doing the second semester in Glasgow or Bremen, if that will affect your choice of supervisor. Not at all. You will be receiving also a pool of supervisors from all the 4 institutions. You will have to choose, and then we will allocate depending on how many people choose for every supervisor and so on, but that will not affect. And also, as for this 4th semester, it's not mandatory that you stay on the place. Let's say you have a supervisor from Glasgow, you will not have to be living presentially in Glasgow. That may be ideal in an ideal scenario, because of course you can have more time, more quality time with the supervisor. But nowadays, with we have Skype, we have technologies that allows people to be on the other part of the world, and through online meetings, most of our students actually, now that they are the 3rd edition ones, they are now writing their thesis. Actually, they submit in 1 month. And some of them are in Barcelona, for example, and so on, but most of them are not living at the same place. So that's not a problem. Then, what else? Yeah, one thing before starting, I have 5 or 6 questions that I will be answering before starting this. I would like to tell you, to kind of advise you, uh, mainly the first semester will be very intense, will be very intense in terms of academics. You will have a lot of courses. We have a lot of presential hours, more in Barcelona than in Bremen or in Glasgow or before in Oslo and Amsterdam. We are, as we are seeing, one of the countries with more, like each ECDS, it has more hours of classroom, and then that implies some readings and some essays and so on. So the first semester will be very intense. It will be fun, so try to keep calm. Also, it will be personally very intense. It's the beginning of a 2 years journey. You will be living in another city. For some of you, it may be easier to adapt. I would say Barcelona is a very friendly city for all cultures. It's a very open city, but of course, for some people, it will be easier than for other people. Also, you will be in a classroom with 25 other students from different cultures, different countries, different academic backgrounds, different personalities. So that's always not really easy to cope. So you will be stressed at sometimes. That's normal. That happens always, but you'll be fine after all. So no worries at all. When you feel this way, no, don't think it's going to be the end of the world. And the other thing I would like to tell you and suggest you is to be humble. To be humble. We know that this is an important master. It has the Erasmus Mundus label, which is very good, and you have been selected among hundreds or among a lot of applicants. But we have seen, luckily, in very specific cases, students that for this reason they thought like they are better than other students, that other people on the universities, than whatever. That will not help you at all in your personal or professional or academic life. So even if you, of course, all of you have a very good curriculum and a very good background, academic and professional, please try to be humble. It will be good for everyone, but mainly for you. Then let's go for the specific questions, and then I will open the floor. I'm seeing the questions from Amanda. Okay, I'm answering Amanda. She says she have to leave. Okay, I'm not seeing the questions here. 1 second, please. Do it this way. I cannot see the questions on this computer. As for the flight tickets, for the ones having scholarship, as I told you, we can buy you the flight tickets. It will cost a bit more because we have to buy it through a travel agency, but this is like, I don't know, 30-40 euros more that they charge this kind of fee. So it's not a massive amount. If you want, what I say, just tell us the flight details. Like, I want to travel like this flight. You send me a screenshot or a document with the number of the flight and the details. I don't know. I'm flying from Rio de Janeiro to Barcelona, the 12th, this hour with this company, and this is the flight number. And tell us also the price that shows for you on the I don't know, Skyscanner or the website you're looking for. So if there is a big difference, we will tell you before buying it. And then we buy the ticket. Also tell us, please, how many bags you want, as you're traveling, mainly for the ones coming from outside Europe. You will be traveling probably for a long time. You may want to have more than one bag, but it's the normal amount of bags covered. So if you want, just tell us, I want 6 bags to be carried on, and we'll do that. And then we'll take this money out from the travel cost. That the travel cost installment, it's paid in September, October, at the end of September always. So it will be paid by them. So if your flight ticket costs 1,000 euros and you had 2,000 euros of travel cost, we'll pay you 1,000 euros. It's pretty easy. As for the yoga classes for free, we will have to decide. That was a personal thing of Tony Berger, one of the main professors of the master, and myself. Well, we really like yoga. We practice quite a lot, and we thought it was a very good idea. And actually, the students like it pretty a lot, because it was after the classes, and it's always a good way to, first of all, to engage all of you, or even with us, that we were coming on a different place than on the classroom. But we'll have to decide, because of course this has a cost. Some people at the university was not really, even if we are paying for this from the project, they were not happy that it was like a privilege for you, like you are offering this to students, and that should be, well, it's a difficult thing that we cannot guarantee. In any case, the sports service at the university will be telling you all these kind of small things when you come in September. There's a sports service at the university that the cost is 28 euros per month. You will have the gym, the swimming pool, and everything, and then you have yoga classes there. So, and it's like 5-10 minutes from the postgraduate school where you will be having classes. So in the worst case scenario, you can always go there, and the yoga professor, it's very good. So I'm going to answer first the other questions. As for the language courses, it is planned that here in Barcelona, you will have 3 Catalan courses. You'll have many different timetables and so on. So you'll have the possibility to adapt the GLOBED timetable with Catalan courses. You also have Spanish courses. The Spanish courses are not for free because, well, it's partially paid by the university. The Catalan course is paid by the university and the regional government. So that's why it's free. The Spanish one, it's a bit cheaper, but not really for free. For the ones willing to do Spanish courses, please tell us, because before we knew that they are doing Spanish courses on the city that it's close by the campus, it's Cerdanyola del Vallès. They are doing free classes for adults, for migrant adults. So if anyone is willing to do these Spanish courses, tell us, and we'll check whether this is still available or not. Then also you will have the possibility of doing German classes in Bremen. That will be even ideal for those going to Bremen. If you may want to go before, you can go in January, and then in January, February, and do a short, intensive Deutsch language course. These are not mandatory. I mean, all classes of the master will be, of course, in English, nor in Spanish, neither in German. So you don't need to do these language courses. But of course, it's always better. It always helps to know a bit of the language on the place you are living for. I mean, here in Spain, for example, most of young people speaks English, but old people, my grandparents, to say something, they have no idea at all. So it will be, of course, always good to have knowledge of some words. Another issue, the website, it's 1 second, please. Yeah. Leah just warned us before yesterday that the website, it's in some issues not updated. It's just on the other scholarships for self-funding, all the other information regarding the mission. But you know, all this it's it's updated, but we are doing a new website, which will be very nice, actually. It should have been ready 1 month ago, but well, we are having some difficulties on this issue because it's a lot of work, and even if it's done by external people, we must help on that. But we think that on this summer it will be ready. So by September, when you start, that will be already on air, and well, then for the alumni and all things, we'll create kind of a network in there, and it will be very, very good. Another issue is regarding the medical insurance. The ones having the scholarship, you already received the cover. They will be sending us a long document with like 50 pages with all the details of the coverage. We'll be sending you also this, and we have required actually a document in Spanish, so the same cover page you have, but in Spanish, as that is what you will need for the visa. And for the self-funding students, remember that we are on the participation cost. It's also included the medical insurance, so the project is paying for this. And we will be issuing this and sending you this by next week. So once the admissions are confirmed, in the case of self-funding students, it goes a bit later, as you already know, we will be issuing this, and it will be exactly the same. As for visa issues, I have said twice, but please remember to ask to the guys from the International Support Service. Until now, I've been helping a lot of students on this because mainly I worked before on the International Support Service, so I was the one helping with visa and so on. But as you know, I'm leaving tomorrow actually. So the new person coming here, she will not, I mean, she has not worked there, and she will not have the knowledge on visa issues, that it's pretty complicated, and it's an important thing to not to leave it to someone that doesn't really know what's all about. So very important for any visa issues, you ask the guys from the ISS. Martí will be probably the one answering you. And of course, if he tells you you need this document or whatever, we are in contact. So, or he will tell us, or you tell us, okay, Martí, the guys from the ISS told us this, and that will be all. And okay, let's go for answering all the other questions. I'm going for Jackie. What are the bank charges if one decides to get the installation cost sent to his her local bank? All right, Jackie. This we cannot know exactly which are the fees, because we asked the financial office and they didn't tell us. Until now, on these first 3 editions, only one student actually had the local bank, let's say, so didn't open a bank account, mainly because then you have to withdraw money, all these things, and I mean, it's the European Commission recommends that you open a bank account here in Spain. Nowadays, there are bank accounts that allows you to withdraw money in all Europe, even in all over the world, like to withdraw 3-5 times a month. So you can do these 3 or 5 withdrawals and you're not charged. So we recommend you to do that. I know that the transfer to the UK, that's one I did last week from the project, it was 30 euros. I think it will be the same because the UK, as it's not part of Schengen and they don't have our currency, they have the pounds, that's what affects on these fees. So I think it will be something around 30-40 euros if the bank account, it's not a European currency bank account. But in order to know that, we'll have to wait until the moment of the payment of this installation cost. Then let's go for Yasser. The first semester consists of 6 courses as established by the GLOBED website, plus the induction course. If so, the courses that have 5 CPS do not last the whole semester or are fewer hours per week than the course that has 10 CPS. Yes, as I will be sending you the calendar, maybe not today, but tomorrow, before I leave for sure. you will be seeing this. The courses, mainly it has a course of 5 ECTS, consists on 8 classes of 3 hours each class. Okay, the only course of 10 ECTS is just one. It's a basic research methods, because we integrated 2 courses actually. This will have 16 classes. So the 5 ECTS courses will not last the whole semester. You will see on the calendar, for example, at the very beginning, the first 2 weeks, you will only have the course in actors, because the academic board thought that it's a very solid background, and it's important that you take this course prior to all the other, because then that makes sense. And then there are courses that will start right on October. Other courses will start later. We're trying to make it a bit more flexible, because before we tried to condensate everything. So on the last editions, for example, courses begin in October and ended on the first week of December. So actually it was just 3 months. We thought it may be good, so it's less time. Now it will be almost 5 months. You will be finishing the 19th of December. But then the intensity I was talking about, it's very high. Then students, they were absolutely overwhelmed, and they had a lot of academic pressure. So we are now trying to make it a bit softer, starting before, and so you don't stress and don't collapse, let's say. But I will be sending you the calendar, so you will have a good idea of that. And in relation to this, Haya, you ask for if classes will be every day. In principle, let me check again, but classes will be only morning basis. Yes, it may happen that there is a change in one of these courses, but classes will be mornings from 10 to 1, so 3 hours, as I said, from Monday to Thursday. So you will have a 3 days weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you will not be having classes on the afternoons, which, I mean, it's pretty good. So you will have enough time to think about all these things. And Tara, if we are in the University of Glasgow for semester 2, do we have to apply for visa now or once we reach Barcelona? Now, that's what I was saying. You will have to apply in June or July. Now in summer before you leave. The main thing is that for the UK visa, UK is a very special country in terms of the immigration, unfortunately. And you have the main issue is that you have to apply from your home country. So that's why we need to know now the allocation of students, and you will have to start all this procedure. The colleagues from Glasgow, we will be sending them the list of students going there by next week when we have the scholarship ones, and they will be in contact with you. They have a very professional team on the admissions office with a large amount of people, so they will be very in charge of that. No worries about it. And that's all about. You will need to start now the process. And the good thing is that you will kind of forget about this issue during the master. Of course, you will see that coping with this visa and residence permit issues, it's not an extremely funny thing. But, well, let's see, in Spain, the socialist government approved a new law that it's supposed to be enforced this autumn. They told us they are positive on the international support service. So hopefully that will be like that, and that will help you for not having to renew the permit every semester and all these things. But the international support service will tell you, and we'll know about it with the next upcoming months. Lea, hello, Lea. I have sent you the internship catalog for this edition or not yet. If it's the same catalog as third edition, okay. I have not sent it. The internship catalog is sent in December, January. So it's, I mean, you will have to make the decision by then. Remember, the internship You will start it in July 2020, so it's in more than a year that you'll be starting. What I will do if you want, I mean, it's totally fine for us. It's to send you the internship catalog of edition 3. It will not be the same, but usually most of the positions that were offered for this edition, as the associate partners are very happy with the program and with the students, they are willing to repeat. So most of the ones appearing on the third edition one will appear, but we may have news, or as stated, it may happen that some of you tell us, okay, can we try to reach this organization, this NGO, and it may be large, as it has been happening on this past year. So I will be sending you this internship catalog. Okay, another one from Ayman. Hello, Ayman. If you ask if you will be allowed to take classes in, well, you say UG, I guess you talk about Bremen or Glasgow. That's one of the issues we still have to check, because that depends on the regulation of the universities and so on. For example, here in Barcelona, there is no problem for anyone coming, of course, if it's not 200 persons, but anyone just going to attend a class. But we know in other universities that's less flexible. Actually, in Bremen, they are not very happy about this option. We have to check whether this will be possible, that a student, let's say, selected for Bremen, it goes to some classes in Glasgow before, or the opposite way around, like someone who took the semester in Glasgow goes for some classes, of course not evaluated, and you will not be taking the exams, but just going to the classes. We'll have to check this. Then, okay, I'm getting a lot. Okay, Shevika, I skipped 2 questions. Shevika, hello, how are you? If we are in Glasgow for semester 2, do you suggest we open another bank account in the UK to avoid the bank fees? That's what I was telling. That was something that was much easier. That some bank accounts, especially for young people, they offer this thing of you open a bank account here in Spain, for example, but mostly these are international companies. You open the bank account and you can get like 3 or 5 withdrawals all over the world. Actually, I had one of these accounts before, and I took withdrawals in Kenya or in Asia with no charge, and you have these 3 or 5. But well, we'll need to check again which companies are offering these now. And for example, we know some companies that offer this. Most of companies offer this into the Eurozone, but as the UK is not under this Eurozone, we'll have to check which ones are basically covering this. We'll try to check this and inform you about this issue. Haya, what's the daily commute from Barcelona to the UAB? Is there a transport car one can purchase? Okay, let me check if there is anything else related with accommodation or transport. Yeah, you, Haya, ask which areas in Barcelona would you recommend for living? Okay, Antara, you also asked about accommodation, if you can pay deposit. Okay, regarding the accommodation, as I'm having now these 2 or 3 questions on this issue. Mainly, you have 2 options. That it's staying at the dorms of the university. The dorms are, actually, I can see it from my office. First of all, the university campus, the UAB, it's 20 kilometers from Barcelona. Some of you may already have checked this on the maps. It's very beautiful. It's on the middle of the forest, let's say. So you will be. You cannot really see it very well from here, but well, you see the green areas. So you have the option of staying here on campus. Before it was very cheap, but now in terms of economically and these things, the good thing of staying here is, first of all, that you're living 5 minutes from the campus, 5 minutes by walk, even from where we're taking the classes, the library, and so on. And of course, it's much easier in order to get the apartment. We will be sending you in maybe this next week or in the next weeks the information on how to apply and so on for these dorms. And the other option is going to the private market, which is of course a bit more expensive. Then you have to go to the city. You may go to Barcelona city center. Barcelona is of course the big city we have here. We have 2-3 cities nearby the campus. We have Sabadell, which is 200,000 inhabitants, so it's a pretty big city, I would say. Then Sardanyola and Sant Cugat. All these cities are like 5-10 minutes by train or bus. Barcelona, it's 25-30 minutes with train. And the only thing is that going to the private market, of course, it may be better because you may have a better apartment or a more nice or in a more better area. But of course, you need to invest some time on it. In Barcelona, we are having a kind of a big problem of gentrification. We are having a lot of tourism that makes the prices higher every season. So now prices for a room, it's very difficult that goes under 300 euros, I will say. And then another thing that I will be sending you I will make an email after all this. Another thing I will be telling you, if you want to live in Barcelona, of course, in Barcelona, culturally talking, it's very good because you have a lot of things going on every day, on the weekends, and so on. But it's more expensive. It's that the place you live in, it's pretty close to a train line. There is a train line that goes directly from the campus to the city, but this goes to some parts of the city. So if you live right close to the train station on this line, in 30 minutes you are from your house to the campus. But if you live in the other part of the city, you may take, I don't know, 1 hour and a half to get from your house to the campus. So that may be interesting. This is the main train that exists, and yeah, there is transport and so on. But we will be telling you about this the days before arriving, because I don't think you will get. I mean, you don't need to buy it now. Actually, you cannot buy it now, so you need to buy it once you arrive here and so on. But yeah, you have a monthly ticket, a 10 tickets ticket, and all these things. Then what else? As for Ayman, I already asked. Lea, you asked for the scholarships available for self-funding students. I will check again the website to check exactly which ones. These were supposed to be the ones that we know and that former students took. Apart from these ones, I checked before, and we have no idea of more scholarships. I will check again if there is anything missing there, and we'll be sending it to all self-funding students in case there is something. Okay, as for Antara, she was asking about accommodation, so that should be answered now. Anna, you ask, will the scholarship be enough to live in Glasgow? That's a good question. And how many hours are we allowed to work in the UK? Okay, if it will be enough to live in Glasgow, I don't think that the price of apartments, for example, will be more expensive in Glasgow than here in Barcelona. As stated, here it's I mean, it's 300, 400 rooms, so it's pretty the same in Glasgow. As for working there, if you want to do that, we'll have to ask the colleagues from Glasgow, because that depends on the national legislation. I can tell you that here in Spain, during the first semester, for example, or during the fourth semester if you're living here, you can work a maximum of 20 hours per week. So if you're a full student, you are able to work this amount of hours, not more. Then you have a special permit. But of course, everyone will have its own needs and so on. But as you will see, the courses are very intense. The program is not thought for working and studying, because people that it's only studying, they're actually sometimes stressed and coping with a lot of issues. So some students that tried to work, for example, on the fourth semester that they were doing the thesis, they had a very hard time. So my suggestion will be that you really think about if you want to work and do the courses at the same time, because maybe you will not enjoy the experience. But of course, each person will be absolutely free to do whatever is willing. Okay, Alexander. Hello, Alexander. How are you? Is it possible to choose Bremen for semester 2 and Glasgow for semester 2? And do you personally suggest to against doing so? Okay, I have said that before, but you will not have. It's totally independent, as stated. On the first semester, all of you will be enrolled. 10 CTS in Glasgow, 10 CTS in Barcelona, 5 in Bremen, 5 in Cyprus, independently on whether your supervisor is from one or another institution. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. It can be that you go to Bremen for semester 2 and you have a supervisor from Bremen. Actually, it has been always more like this, because mainly you're studying on this place, so you get to know the professors and so on. But you can absolutely feel free to choose, like if you are staying in Bremen for semester 2, to choose a professor from Glasgow for the thesis, or from Barcelona, or from Cyprus. It's totally up to you, and it's nothing really that we recommend. I think it has good things one or other way. I mean, if you have been, let's say, in Bremen for for semester 2, it may have a sense that you know the professors, you know the courses. It has like a core idea that you do the thesis, that your supervisor is someone from there. But also it may be very interesting if you have another totally different point of view from another professor that you don't know, that brings new ideas to you. So I think both ways will have good and interesting things. And actually, most of the supervisors will be from Barcelona, so you can choose the supervisor from from the University of the Autonomous of Barcelona that you will be having on the first semester. Give me 10 seconds, because I need to plug in the computer. Okay, Jackie, you ask if there are single rooms. As far as I remember, there are single rooms. They are more expensive, for sure. We'll have to check again when we send you the information regarding the dorms. I know that most of the rooms are shared rooms or shared apartments. That has been one of the main reasons why people didn't choose to stay here on the dorms. I will personally understand that someone is not willing to share a room. So I will check again. I know that they exist, the single rooms, but I don't know if the availability or whether this may have changed. We will be sending you also the contact of the persons in charge, because it's like a different department, so you will be getting in touch with them for anything related with the dorms. Ayman, do we have to apply for a resident permit in case we want to come back and live in Barcelona during our break or any other time during our studies? All these visa issues, if you can ask to the colleagues, it will be better. As far as I know, as said, I worked there. The last things I knew from the other years and from the past is that for Barcelona, for example, for Spain, you will get a 1-year permit. So within this year, you can stay here in Barcelona as long as you want. So if you're going to Bremen and you want to stay here from January to March, you can stay with no problems. The thing is that they want to enlarge this to 2 years, so it may be even better. So my answer to this question is that probably you will not need to ask for a new permit. But again, any question you have on this, please tell to the ISS colleagues. They will be 100% sure of their answer, and that will be much better. Then Alexander, do you think it's better to stay in Barcelona during the break after semester 1, or let's say Glasgow after semester 2, or it's better to move to the next location right after the semester ends? That's a very personal question. I mean, we will finish here, as stated, the 19th of December, so it will be the winter break, the Christmas celebrations. I don't know, you may be willing, you can travel to your home country to spend your Christmas or winter break or however with your family, with your friends, with your relatives, or you can stay here. There is no suggestion. One of the things that will apply more for the ones going to Bremen, that for the ones going to Glasgow, you will be starting in mid-January, so you will be having some weeks. So it's not a big deal, I think, where you stay. But for the ones going to Bremen that you will be starting, of course, as stated, the program will be offering you different possibilities, like doing non-credit bearing internship, doing these German courses. But also one thing that some students from the last editions told us that will be very good is, as stated, the first semester will be very intense on academic terms. So having this time to calm down a bit and sit down, read again all the things that you learned, and process all and digest everything that you learned during this first semester. So having this break may be a good time to kind of incorporate and assimilate everything that the university, that the professors teach during this first semester. Haya, you ask, you updated your passport. Can I email you the received? Okay, yes, please send me the new passport. As for the admission letters, I will be sending you the ones from GLOBED. I will be doing it. As for the other ones, it may take some days because we are not the ones doing it. So I will have to send again all the data and so on. Taking the opportunity of Haya's question, please check your passport and check if your passport is going to expire in the next 2 years. Of course, most of you will be going back to your country, but for visas, for any travel you have to do, it's always better to have a passport that has a long validity than having a passport that it's expiring right now. So please check that and make sure that your passport it's valid for these 2 years. What else? Leah, do you recommend that we prepare for the program by reading some literature or books this summer? Yes, I think I said that at the very, very beginning, But apart from the 2 Coursera courses that we encourage you to do, we will be sending you one book on education policies. It's a book recommended by Professor Berger, and well, it's a book that you may start reading to have a first idea about the whole program and about the whole idea of what's going to be all about. Well, I'll be sending you this or tomorrow or next week. Haya, you ask, can you tell us more about the break period after semester 1? What kind of internships can we do and where? Well, I was talking about this right now. This will only apply to the ones going to Bremen. As the ones going to Glasgow, you will be starting right after. For the ones going to Bremen, you will have many options. You will not be obliged. I mean, you will be absolutely free to do whatever, to do nothing. That maybe reading again everything that you did during semester 1, which again, it may be a very good option. Doing a language course, like a Spanish one, for example, here in Barcelona, or a German one in Bremen if you want, or doing a small internship. As for these kind of internships, we will talk with the associate partners. We already have the internships, like the 15 ECTS ones for semester 3, to check their availability, because as this is a different timing. It's not from July to October, November. We'll have to check whether they are available to do this. Of course, most of them will be available, because that's always good to have. But yeah, we'll have to check exactly each one what is willing to do. Alexander, you ask, are you going to send us PDF or by airmail? Mail to my... no, we'll be sending by PDF for the good of the Amazon and the forest. Will not be sending printed copies. So yeah, we'll be sending you an online copy that you will be able to check from now on. Jackie, you ask if visa application for guys going to Glasgow, if it's covered on the installation fee. The thing of the installation, maybe that's not clear enough. The installation cost, for example, covers these things. It covers the visa cost in Spain, in Glasgow, or I don't know, maybe you are doing the internship in Myanmar, and then you have to apply for a visa to Myanmar for semester 3. All this, you can take it from the installation cost. But the installation cost, it's directly given to you. So we are issuing this 1,000 euros, and you don't have to, like, for example, send any receipt on the visa application or anything. So you get this 1,000 euros, and whether you spend this money on the visa application or buying a suitcase or in whatever, that's, you don't have to justify that, nor to tell us. It will be your money and your business. The same for the travel cost. I mean, you have an allocation because it's what the European Commission estimates you will be spending on travel costs. If at the end you had 6,000 euros for traveling and you spend, I don't know, 5,000, good for you, and you can keep this 1,000 euros. So we send you this money, and then what you do with the money, it's your business, let's say, your issue. And of course, all visa costs are covered into this installation cost. So the program will not be paying again for this cost. With 1,000 euros, I'm pretty sure that for this kind of issues it will be pretty enough. Okay, I finished. I'm getting my tongue hard. All right, I will wait, I don't know, a few seconds, 1 minute here. If anyone have any other question, please tell us. And well, if there is no questions coming up, just to tell you that I will be sending you an email. Now I'm having a meeting, so I don't think it will be possible today, but tomorrow I'll be sending you an email with the things that we have told, with this book, with the calendar for semester 1 and all these things. You're welcome, Haya. It's a pleasure. It's a bit weird to be here talking alone, because I'm talking alone in the office, and it will be much nicer to have your faces also and more people talking and interacting. But of course, it's difficult with that amount of people. So thanks to you for your questions. I think it's very interesting, because then the questions that one has, it may happen that the other person has it the other day. So it's always good for you to have this. In principle, the idea is to do another hangout. My idea, as you know, tomorrow is my last day on GLOBED, which it will be for some point pretty sad. I've been here since the very beginning before the first edition, so it has been almost 5 years here. But well, it will be a new time. So the thing is that the new person will begin by June 11. So as you will see that there will be 10 days of a gap. During 10 days, I'll be here. I will not be working, but I will be checking the email. And for example, the self-funding ones, you know that you have some deadlines next week. So of course, I will be checking these things. So I will not be working full time, but I will be still checking some of the things until the new person, which will be Laia, a girl. She will be in charge. We will be doing some quick training. Then I will be, as you know, leaving to Colombia. And then my idea is to do this second YouTube Hangout on the last day of the training that I will be doing to her. So maybe we can stay, both of us, the new person and me, together, because of course I will still know much more of these things, but you already know and see her face and all these things. And we'll be seeing all you in September. I will be coming the day before from Latin America, so I'll be here for the conference, and very much looking forward to to seeing you all. So I think that's all. Thank you everyone for being here, and we'll be seeing you or in the next YouTube Hangout or in September, and we'll be talking by email. Have a nice weekend, and congratulations for being here.